Not bad. You can see my desk. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't. Alrighty. Is it too much? I mean, it feels good right there. Hold on. Hold on. Woohoo! Ooh, that's good. A little bit of ambiance. That's good. That's good. You can see me, right? Fantastic. Is that good? That's good. Oh my God! Yay! All right. Oh, but okay. So, welcome to Weird and WooWoo, where I am weird and we get woo-woo. Okay. I'm gonna do a general read first, and then we will move into doing and then we'll move into doing tarot demystified. Like, I cannot get the lighting correct. Like, I've got to rearrange my room again and put my happy little ass back over by the window, because I feel like there's a fog. Like, does it not look like there's a fog or a film with the way the lighting is? And I'm like, I don't get it. Oh, yay! Now, guys, I am waiting on a phone call to set up my son's doctor appointment, because sometimes getting into a specialist is redonkulous. And he's got to see somebody. He was seeing a pediatric specialist, and now he has to go to, because he's getting into his teens, and I've got to transfer him over to an adult specialist. And it's been eventful trying to get this set up. So if they call, because they called this morning, and of course I was in the bathroom, called back, they didn't answer. So I'm telling you right now, if they call, we will be put on pause so that I can get this, okay? And then we'll resume. It's out there letting you know. Okie dokies. I had a dirty chai today. They do theirs a little bit unique. And they had a dirty chai. They call it tiger eye. Isn't it fitting? And they had a pumpkin spice tiger. Now here, I can do like pumpkin spices and all kinds of things, but I've never been a major fan of the pumpkin spice coffee itself, right? And maybe it's just that I've had bad ones, but like I tried this one, yummy. Because it's kind of like what I do. Like I would do mine like tea with lemon, with apple cider, and then like the pumpkin spice, and like, so I have my whole concoction. Y'all know I got my little concoction there. See? Is it not doing weird shit? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna fix it. I don't know what, like, I guess it can't focus. So we're gonna have to, God, I don't know. I told you it looked like there was a haze or some shit. But look at how fucking, like, it looks like I have a light just, and I've got it pointed. I tell you what, guys. Let me tell you. I would not be good in the entertainment industry because this shit got my nerve. Why do I look so pale? I'm like an angel. Like, it just, I don't know. And I've cleaned the lens. I don't know why it does some weird stuff. Anyways, so like I do too, but like in different things. Like I'll put it in like oatmeal. I'll put it in, yogurt. Like I put like pumpkin spice and vanilla. I do all kinds of stuff, but not necessarily coffee. But it's like amazing. In this, I put it in my apple cider because it has all the things you like. It's got a little bit extra, but like cloves and stuff like that. Like around here, apple cider season. It's my favorite thing in the world. So I made a compromise. It was like a little espresso stuck in with my little concoction I usually make. And I was in love. So anyways, although I will tell you that allergy season around here is kicked in. Anytime it's fall or spring, I swear to God, we get cray-cray around here because it's like one day it's 90, the next day it's 56, the next day it's this, and our trees and plants don't know what the fuck to do. They're like spouting off pollen and dropping leaves at the same time. And it's not helpful. And of course, it kicks up mold massively in the grass and things like that because it's like, oh my gosh. So just so that you're aware, I'm trying to live. All right. Hi, Emily. How are you? Okay, guys. So we are going to start off with the general read and then we'll get into personal readings. Okay. So let's see what we're going to do. They said no. Okay. Maybe that's for later. I don't know. Okay, it is over here. Okay, I will tell you the thing that I had come through beforehand getting on was something about like there's just going to be this energy of clearing something out. Like they were literally showing me, you know how you do spring cleaning, but they're showing me like fall, like the same scenario where like the windows are open and like everything just feels fresh, crisp, and clean. And everything's organized. It feels like somebody's going to purge some stuff. So this may, okay, they said this is a message for somebody that they need to do this in preparation. And there's something about you're going to have like the motivation and energy to do it. I don't know. There's this readiness that it gives. You know how like if your house is clean, you feel like you're ready to sit down and do work. You feel like you might be ready to have people can show up unannounced, or you know when everything's organized and put where it belongs. It's like if you had to up and move house, it'd be so easy. How many times are we like, oh my God? And we look around because it's like, you know what I mean? For those of us that have moved before, and it's like, probably should have had this organized to begin with, right? All the junk you got to sift through. And it's like, if you don't have to do that, like you're on the ready pretty easily. And again, they're just showing me like the sun is out, nice air outside. It's like clearing the air and the energy inside. So there's just some preparation that you're like gonna get somebody's gonna get the inspiration and the energy, and it's gonna just put you in the right space. But I do feel like there's a clearing away of some stuff. And I'm trying, like I keep stopping because I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, is this metaphorical for anybody? And I feel like this is like for somebody, this is like them just saying, there's some practical steps, and it doesn't feel like the preparation doesn't feel like, oh my God, it's going to take 2 weeks to get this. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like, you know, like when your filing cabinet, you get it all sorted, and as soon as you do, somebody asks for something, and you're like, oh thank God, because you could only imagine what it would be like, you know, how unprofessional you would look like if it took you like 3 hours to find the piece of whatever that they're looking for. But just the like being able to go, here you go, like right then and there. It's like there's some level of feeling prepared for something. So, and there's just something about this weekend that's like a perfect time to do that. A perfect time to do that. For some, I don't know why I get the energy of unexpected help, because they're kind of like showing me somebody, like, you know how like when you have a house full of people and not everybody's on board with doing something, and it's like, you know, sometimes, why are you doing this now? Like I have kids, so that's how they sound. And why did it, you know, kind of thing, right? But there's something where I'm seeing like a friend that comes over and helps out, or maybe this is a family member, or like there's some help in the preparation. Like somebody might be getting help. It's like taking care of something now so you don't have to do it later. But it's almost like the energy of there's not like, you know how sometimes you don't want to do something too soon because it's just going to get messed up again. I know people with big families and kids know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Or if you're neurodivergent, because you can like obliterate something as soon as you, right? So it's kind of like, that's why sometimes we wait till the last minute to do shit, you know what I'm saying? Like we're like, so it's good to go so we don't fuck it up in the meantime. So basically what I'm saying is you're going to prepare for something, and it's not going to be that long after you do so that you'll know why you did it. Does that make sense? Something's like an event or something's going to happen, and you don't have to worry about there being too much of a lag time where it's like things would get messed up. Because there's this feels like, I don't know why the person, so they're showing me an image of somebody coming over and just kind of helping out. I'm seeing people like go through stuff and like, I don't want this. And they're sorting, like there's a sorting. And so like a box is made and I see a person sitting on a couch and you're like this, and this, and they're like putting things away. And it's almost as if like, I don't even think that they know. Like, it's almost like nobody really knows. Like there's the inspiration to do this, but like, there's not like this, oh, this is about to happen, I'll come over and help you. Like I get the sense that people are just going to chime in or pitch in, like other people are going to help to make it really easy. And I just heard somebody, okay, you're ready. And it's like, but I don't think anybody knows what that means. I know this sounds really weird. Because if I try to stop and, oh, what does that mean? There's like a stop sign. Like I can't push past that energy, right? So it's almost as if like you'll get help and assistance with something unexpectedly and not for the purpose of any one thing, but that may be because it was like by design. You know, spirit can't force people to do something necessarily, but they can inspire you to do it. So if someone like just wants to help you, I would say let them. And your preparation may not be cleaning your house. It may be just getting things organized and ready, in whatever way that looks to people, because that's different in all kinds of scenarios, right? And so it's almost like somebody might be able to help you in some way with something. And it's just they feel inspired to do so. Not, there's like this unknowing of what's, you know, like sometimes you're like, okay, we got to do this because this is coming. Like, I feel like this is just going to happen. And then, I don't know. That's a long way around to explain that shit. Like, sometimes they give me images and it's like, okay, the image could be interpreted one way, but the energy feels this way. And they're almost conflicting sometimes. And I have to like work through it to articulate it well. Okay, they want Starman Tarot. Thank you. Sometimes I know I got to like say shit and then they'll give me the deck. So we're starting off with Starman Tarot. Starman Tarot, guys, okay? Hello, Filipino pipe. How are you? All right, so we're doing a collective read first, and then we'll do personal readings. One more time. Oh, seriously, I tell you what, sometimes having little hands. Yay. Okay, we got a clear path ahead of us. Got the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is almost like, I liken it to like the machete, like when you're walking down something and you clear a path, right? It's upright. That tells me that something is nice and visible or unobstructed. And then we have like the chaos of the Five of Wands, which is absolutely the preparation stage. When I say preparation, I'm talking like the Five of Wands is people training for battle, right? They're getting prepared. They're honing their skills. They're learning and developing and getting experience in something. There's also just this, again, it's preparing for battle, or it's preparing for whatever could be facing them, right? On a broader sense, or on an individual level, because I can't talk, would be like just the attention being pulled in multiple directions, competing goals, bothersome details. And maybe that's the whole point, is take care of the bothersome details now of something so that the path is clear for you. Because right here we have the Starman, which is this deck's equivalent to the Magician. This is like the idea of manifestation coming in. That feels incomplete. You know, the idea of the Magician is they can make anything happen because they got all they need right there. All the tools, all the resources, all of that kind of stuff. So it's almost like hitting the ground running is what I want to say. So if you already have all the tools and resources, you just need to kind of take care of some preparatory work. It's almost as if clearing something out of the way so that there's nothing obstructing you when your moment comes. It's like trying to bake a cake. You got all the fucking ingredients and you get all excited and you tell your children or whoever else or just yourself, I'm going to go do this. And you walk into the kitchen and that thing looks like a fucking shit show. Nothing's clean. There's shit all over the countertops. And it's like, it's going to dim the excitement of something if you don't go ahead and take care of these things right now. If you don't go ahead and get prepared now, because it's going to be like, oh, you're not like, there's some level of like excitement about this, or just like happiness surrounding it. And it's like, if something is taken care of ahead of time, you can kind of hit the ground running. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much nicer when you can just go in there and everything's, you feel like Betty Crocker, I swear. You know, you feel like you're one of those cook show hosts and stuff like that, and you're whipping out your nice little spatulas and different things and your little mixing stand, and you know what I mean? But when you walk in, like, there's just a difference in the energy. And then it might be easier to say, do I really want to do this? If you don't take care of something. So it's almost, that's what it is. That preparation is going to make it so where when this path is cleared, or when something is some obstructions removed for you, that you can hit the ground running. You're going to wish, if you don't do this, you had. Just like if you're moving. Like, why did I wait so long? Why did I let this shit pile up? Why do I got so much trash? Why did I hold on to this? You know, that kind of thing. Okay. So we've got the Lovers coming out again. You don't want any hesitation in being able to indulge in something. I feel a lot of like indulgence off of this card, because it's paired with the Page of Wands. So there's a level of like desire that's kicked up, right? Hold on. Okay, I was clarifying the lovers because I'm like, okay, is this? But no, they're right. It's indulgence. I got the devil card. Yes, even the devil card has its positive and negative aspects. Okay, guys, no one card is one or the other. Well, that's a lie a little bit. I would say the sun card can be, well, it depends on your lens because sometimes when shit's illuminated, that shit's not fun. Just gonna say it is about illumination. So I'll take that back. There is, depending on your lens, a negative and a positive aspect. This is indulging. It's fucking indulging in something. It absolutely is. Okay. In what? In what? We're going to use Secret Tarot. We're going to ask what the preparation is also. See if we can get some details. Although I do think for somebody, it is about getting your shit, as in all your material things, your environment prepared. Maybe you're about to meet somebody and you really just want to like, you'd love to invite them over because it was the energy of like, you're always at the ready if somebody shows up kind of thing. Maybe it's about getting your clothes and aesthetics and attire and all that kind of stuff together so that, you know, like your clothes need to be washed or some shit. Like maybe you're going to get an invite to go somewhere and you like the idea of, I don't have anything to wear. I didn't know this was happening. And now I feel grimy and gross because everything looks dirty and it's wrinkled and And so there's a hesitation. There's a chance you might say no to it, right? You might, you want to be able to hit the ground running as soon as something comes in. This could be going on a trip. Like bills are paid up, house is clean, everything's good to go. Your clothes are washed. And it's like, if something were to come through, you're like you could just like in an hour, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like, so there's something in the details, taking care of the details and things like that. There's something, and I think that's what the Page of Wands is. It's an offer of something that's desirable to you that you're going to want to say yes to. But if you're not ready for it, yeah, if you're not ready for it, ... you'll be really hesitant. You'll be like, I don't know. I get the 8 of Swords with the 4 of Pentacles. If there was any kind of like up in your head, I don't know do I really want to do this given the circumstances? And it's like, is it going to be more trouble than it's worth? So there's this sense of getting things in order. Ace of Pentacles. Something is coming in. I don't know. There's just some level of if something's taken care of ahead of time, you're going to feel, it's like, you know how like in your house you feel more free. Like you just want to do something. You like, I don't know, a clean house, a clean room, things organized, things not piling up, clunking up the energy, just makes you more relaxed, chill, willing to like ready to do something. I don't know. If my house is clean, I'm like, let's get out and go somewhere. I feel pumped, right? It's funny though, because with this 4 of Pentacles, what I've got here is like the 2 Pentacles, because normally with 4 Pentacles, they're holding stingily onto one. I love this deck because it looks at things differently with each one of the cards. And this is literally just like, okay, I keep some for my stability, but then this looks like a celebratory. I do not like to be the person that blames Mercury retrograde, but it's irritating the shit out of me that my fat ass tongue can't seem to get it together. Okay. Hey, Aries. So this is like, it's almost like, it's like saving some and then using some, which is the truth. The Four of Pentacles is about not being too frivolous but not being too cautious and too stingy, right? And so it's sometimes people are too afraid to like, they're trying to hoard their wealth or trying to hoard the resources because they're always like, I'm afraid this will happen. And so they sit on everything, right? But this person's in the right balance. They're saving some, keeping it so that they have stability in their life, right? Everything's taken care of. I feel like this is savings, and this is like the doing of something. This is the true flow of how money should go in and out, in and out, in and out, right? So this is the idea of you feeling like you can't really do anything. You can't do something. Feeling kind of like, oh, no. That's the energy, right? But they're like, if you get prepared, because something might be coming in, which is the Ace of Pentacles, we want you to be in balance. I feel like the level of preparation is like is a tipping point, is whether you'll say yes or no to something. You know, like sometimes we'll, I got so much to do here, everything, da, da, da. But if it's all taken care of, you got no real excuse to say no. Let's say you come into some money, okay, and you get a bonus or I don't know, some random shit, and you decide that you're gonna, like, they're like, go ahead and pay off all your bills so that you feel secure about something, so that those things are taken care of and you don't feel, it's almost like paying up in advance. Doesn't that, you know what I'm saying? Like, start off with like, pay your rent for several months and go ahead and pay off these 3 bills. And then it's like, then be willing to go ahead and do something with the rest. Like, if you take care of these other things, right? Whatever it may be ahead of time, it eliminates any justification for you not to be able to indulge in something. Because there's an opportunity to indulge in something, to do something. What is that? What's the Ace of Pentacles? A chance to like enjoy. This is like getting out and smelling the roses, like enjoying the luxuries of life. It's a 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups can be like childlike energy, fun, like getting out and having some fun and excitement. Yeah, it's like enjoying the little luxuries in life again type of thing. Like, again, it's allowing yourself to indulge. I feel like, again, we've got the Page of Cups, and this feels like an offer to indulge in something. It's like this. I went through a whole thing of like, ooh, it's so good, and yeah, I mean, you know, all that kind of stuff, and it just made me feel so certain way, you know. Like, my willingness to drink it was because it was like, oh, and it was very nostalgic for me. The pumpkin spice, the dirty chai, you know, it really, it's an experience. It's an experience. And I told my son today I was going to get him like gift cards to all the different types of coffee shops, because for him it's the same way. Like, it sets the mood, right? Sets the mood. So it's literally willing to take the cup and go ahead with it. Something that I don't normally drink, because I was like, I don't usually put pumpkin spice in drinks, right? But I did it because it was a dirty, like, it just was just the right scenario. So I said yes, right? And that's what it feels like. This is like a cup, like this is sitting back and relaxing and enjoying something that comes in. It's an offer of indulgence. I just can't get away from that. And maybe you are classifying it as indulging because normally you would be in the Eight of Swords, like, I can't because this, that, other, but you got no real reason not to. And they're saying there needs to be a balance. You sit on some stuff and you get out and you enjoy the other. Like, you can't be all one, you know what I'm saying? And so when this comes in, it is a please do. I just want to know what is coming in, though. Let's get more specific than this. Okay, Night Sun Tarot. How are you guys? We'll get through this pretty fast. It's already 3 minutes. Give me just a hot sec. What is this? It's about to come in. How should we prepare? For some, it is going ahead and like, if you get some money, pay up on some things so that you feel comfortable using the rest of it to do stuff. Like, you know how, like, let's say I came into $10,000. That's enough to cover 3 months worth of my bills, right? And then some. And so it's like, but instead of paying everything up at once, I just let it sit in there. And every time, there's an opportunity to go and do something, I go, no, I got to make sure this stretches. I need to make sure it stretches. And they're like, if you take care of everything up front, then you know how much you have left over to indulge with. And you won't feel so inclined to withhold from indulging, from having fun and enjoying yourself and that kind of thing, right? If this is a level of like being ready to move somewhere, to move house, like really having everything in order, organized, and ready to like nothing excessive, then if something were to pop up where you say you've got to move within a week, you would know, you'd be able to do it. Instead of like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's too quickly. Like, just do it. Go ahead and prepare for this. There's something that you need to prepare for. Okay, they're repeating some things here. Let me see how this is gonna. Well, so, okay, this is the way that it went. So whatever's coming in is going to offer a bit of change to your current situation, okay? Because we have several fives. We got 2 5 of Wands and a 5 of Pentacles, right? And then what they wanted to do was they wanted me to add the Ace of Pentacles to the 5 of Pentacles, which would make it the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is about things finally balancing out. Your time to receive resources, getting money, things like that, okay? And then they said, Page of Cups again, Page of Cups. It's replenishing. So if we take the not having something and then bringing in the Ace of Pentacles to make it the 6 of Pentacles, it's replenishing your resources, replenishing whatever you've been lacking currently in your life, right? And then we have the Page of Wands. I mean, this is a lot of new between the Ace of Pentacles and all the pages. I almost want to say potential, but I don't feel like it's some kind of new beginning. It's some kind of like new desire. The Page of Cups always has like a fish popping out of it, which is like there's more to it than you realize. It's almost like the thing that allows you to relax and indulge and feel good emotionally, is a thing that's going to pay off, because the fish really is about like abundance. Like there's like in this thing, it's like, what's the point of spirit bringing in something to alleviate some stress in your life, right? Let's say you're in the Five of Pentacles and they bring something in to balance things out, but you don't let yourself emotionally recharge, emotionally get out of that old energy. What was the point of it then? Why restrict yourself emotionally? Because I feel like this feels like waters have been running dry for you. Your emotions have just been depleted. And your level of excitement as well. So it's like there's a lot of excitement and joy around this. You know, I did a reading the other day where I talked about my journey to redefining what need is, and how hard it is to include that my joy, my pleasure, my cup being full is a need, a necessity. Because I was taught for so long, bare minimum crumbs. Are you alive? Then that's all is a need. But I get to define what being alive is. And that's having my cup full. Because when it's not, and it's depleted, I'm not living. That's not living. And like to conceptually, oh, that sounds really great, but to integrate that shit so that my energy changes, so that universe respects and acknowledges and understands when I say my needs need to be met, or I'm not getting my needs met, or this is a need, they know what that entails and what that includes, because I feel it energetically. There's so many times where I know y'all know what it is. You know that energy that you can feel, because if you've not been able to meet a bill and you come up on that again, like, can I pay rent? There's an immediate energetic response within your body. You feel it emotionally, it wells up almost instantaneously. And sometimes, like, without control, you've got no control over. You can't get it to go away until this thing is taken care of, right? So they're like, it is time, with whatever is coming in, this Ace of Pentacles, to allow yourself to recalibrate through joy, positive emotions, excitement, and feeling alive again, like to live, really live. But you may be hesitant towards that because you will fear something. And they're like, things are meant to, like, you can take care of this and live at the same time. Like, you're not going to lose stability just because you spend money. I think this really does have something to do with that. Because then we have this, flanking the idea and notion of allowing yourself to feel good about something and excited about something and desirable and wanting to live and have a little excitement and like indulge some, like, that shit almost feels very scary. Why? Because you've been in this energy. You've been in fight or flight for fucking too long. You always had to look around the corner. So what is the preparation now then? So that we're less likely to I do think for somebody it is about, you're going to get some type of bonus promotion, come into some money, and they're like, go ahead and take care of the things that would normally pull you out of joy, pull you out of, you know what I mean? Take care of those things. So that's not an excuse. So that it's not a crutch for you to say no with. And then there's the tangible of like getting ready for something. where it's like there is a true cleansing happening. And it's not just energetically, it is with your stuff. And there's a high probability of saying yes. Like, because something about doing something puts you in the energy of living again and indulging and enjoying life. What is the preparation? What can they do to prepare? Stick with this thus far, and then we're going to move into the person. What are they going to do to prepare? Well, whatever you got to do to prepare, it's like, get on it. That's why I think I got the energy of this weekend. Like, get to going with it now. Something is coming in exceptionally fast. We got the Three of Wands with the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is very fast. Three of Wands is like finally receiving. This is the idea of what you've been expecting to receive, like what you've known you've needed, and you're just keeping an eye out for it. So it's almost like an opportunity you've wanted to come in. I don't feel anything off of that, and I don't know if I accidentally knocked it out. There was the Hierophant. That was the only one that actually, there was three here, and the one on my hand felt like it was there. It was the Hierophant. But if it's meant to come out, it'll come back out again. How do they prepare? So we have the Four of Swords with the Six of Swords. Four of Swords being like taking time for yourself, recalibrating. Six of Swords is to alchemize a situation, to alchemize certain energies, to kind of like go through a mini transformation. Four of Swords can also be like, for some of you, it's going to be as simple as giving yourself a time out, meditate, just prepare mentally for something. But the funny thing is, both of these can be interpreted as travel, as moving, because we have, again, Four of Swords is like taking a trip, a holiday, that kind of thing. Six of Swords is all about travel. Like, it is a travel card. It is movement, going somewhere. So I'm going to say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, for some of you, it is like getting your home in order. It is. And I think that you're going to have the energy, inspiration, and all that kind of stuff. There's a purge that needs to happen. Organizing. You might receive some help with that, actually. For others, there may be a need to kind of like take some alone time, get away from things. And so it's like, go ahead and make sure that you take care of everything so that you can go and do that. And you might actually get help with that. So let's say you have children or something like that. Somebody's going to be like, oh, I'll take the kid. You know, like they'll be willing to watch the kids or something like that. They just said because something's meant to come in fairly quickly for you. So between the Eight of Wands and the Three of Wands, where it's like your ship's coming in, right? Something that you've been waiting for, that it's meant to come in, and it's gonna come in. I think that this King of Pentacles, this is not the negative one that we've talked about sometimes. I feel like this is like somebody new is going to come in and enter your life, right? Which could be somebody that you would meet while you're away doing something like this. Like this could even be, I'm taking the weekend, okay? Like the weekend is mine. I'm gonna go, you know what I mean? And here's the thing: if you are a parent or just, you know, again, like OCD, like sometimes people are like, I can't go and do anything until my house is in order. So Spirit's like, then fucking take care of it. Like get on it, do it. So the next 2 days, you can just kind of go and do whatever you want. Because somehow it feels like you're meant to meet somebody. They just gave me this. If something feels like it was delayed, like not like, oh, it's supposed to happen 2 years ago, because that was kind of the reading yesterday. If something seems delayed, but like, oh, I was gonna go do this, but I didn't. So, you know, and then like maybe the opportunity to do it is going to come up, something that was delayed. And the point being is was delayed to coordinate something with meeting a new contact or something. Because this King of Pentacles doesn't feel like you. It just feels like somebody outward. And it's like the fact that it's nuzzled between the Eight of Wands and Three of Wands and the getting away card is like times of the essence, which would make sense. They want to prepare you. They're like, hey, you need to do a couple of things so that you say yes to this. Because there was a whole series of readings where it was like, just say yes. We do have the Lovers card out here. So this could be for some of you like an actual person that you're meant to encounter. So so that they do say yes, what do they need to do? I guess the preparation is going to be a little bit different for everybody, but it does still hinge and feel like it's something within your world. So I'm going to go back to, it's very materialistic type of things. Either go ahead and get your clothes ready. Just do it. Today, Friday, start it. This weekend, maybe it's that you're meant to like, for everybody, I want to say this weekend, if it's not today, get your shit in order. Get as much stuff as you can. Like get so organized. And I feel like I get the surge of energy. You're gonna follow through with it. Okay, like you're just gonna do it, and it's just gonna put you in a place that because this thing is meant to come in, and I think what's coming in fast is a person, and this person is either going to you'll meet them on travel, or they're going to inspire or give you the opportunity for travel, or they're going to give you a reason to move. For some, the preparation may very well be like giving yourself the ability to kind of like just take some time for yourself and recalibrate, because that's what this is. And there's a lot of things in your environment that would stop you from doing it because you've always got something to do. So like take care of it right fucking now, because there's a need for you to do that so that when this person comes in, there's something about being prepared for the transition. There's a preparation for transition for some people. So I want to get more detailed and specific about, give me a hot sec. Anything else about preparation? What is it? I don't know who needs to do this, but they have literally said this to me several times in my head, and I've already fucking said it, but somebody needs to get their laundry done. You may need to go through and purge clothing. You may need to have like a good account and understanding of what you do got. Get rid of the old stuff. Make sure everything's washed. Make sure it's just ready to go. There's something about laundry here. We've got the moon card with the world. The world is all about travel again, guys. It is movement. There's something about switching up locations or getting out and doing something. But it's funny because it's like it could be long distance travel, it could be moving. Okay, I was like, what is the moon? It's what you just don't see. So maybe what it is this like somebody's going to come in and offer something to you very fast, and it does entail a trip, movement, going somewhere, doing something, probably at a distance, and so you've got to be ready and not so that you're not willing to say no. That's why I'm getting lots of tangible things, right? So like if somebody's like, let's go on vacation or let's go somewhere. I know some of y'all think that that won't ever happen. Let me just give you an example. My mother was down for a period of time. You all know, the regulars know this. And she kept going, like, I just want to do something for the kids before they go back to school. I want to do something. So we were trying to look at things locally and all kinds of stuff, and some stuff ends up being expensive. And I'm like, oh, and then I was like, I had read that the waters over on our East Coast were looking exceptionally crystal blue because of like the combination of the lack of algae, or I don't know, something. Areas that are not usually as crystal clear were looking, because of all the weather patterns and stuff, they were just amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would be easy drive. And it's usually cheap and it's just on the beach. And I was like, oh my God, wouldn't it be nice? She's like, I wish I could take, and she was, I want to take the kids on a vacation, but I kept resisting. Right? I was willing to do something locally, and she just, everything she suggested had an overnight stay, going to hotels, and she was even taking stuff locally. And I was like, why would we pay for a hotel? I kept resisting it. And then we started talking. And I was like, well, if you're going to pay for all that, then we should just go up to like, and we ended up in a matter of 30 minutes deciding that we were going to leave the very next day. And let me tell you what, I don't know fucking why I did this, because it put a lot of responsibility on me. But called the kids down, and we were like, hey guys, how about y'all want to go up to New York? Y'all want to go up to this? So like we went around. We went to New York, Connecticut, Boston, and we were like, okay, we're gonna leave tomorrow. Like chickens with our head cut off was we running around to get shit ready. I didn't pay for a thing on that trip. And normally I'd be like, no, Mom. But she was like, I had money set aside to go and do something, and I didn't get to do it this summer. And she was really, really adamant. She wanted to get out and do something with the kids. And I was like, okay. And I told, like, at first I thought we might be able to do something, but it looked like we weren't going to do it. So I already told the dads, like, looks like we're going to be staying in, that kind of thing, and maybe do some stuff locally. In a matter of 30 minutes. And when we pulled the kids down, they were unbelievably excited. Yes, that's where we want to go. And And I was like, would you really? I was like, y'all know that's like a 15-hour drive for us. Like we're gonna, And they're like, yes. And it was like, it was over. But buddy, if I tell you, my head was hurting. It was hurting. Yeah. To get prepared that day. And that's the kind of, like, when I say shit can happen on the spur of a moment with zero anticipation for something. And I didn't have the means to go, because here's the thing. If you plan a trip that late, guys, shit's gonna be expensive. I'm just telling you. Like around here in the United States, you kind of have to pay and like schedule shit ahead of time. So you get good rates. Like you run into, we didn't have any hotels reserved. My sister was having a conniption fit because we invited her. We're like, hey, we're coming up that way. You want to come with us? And she's like, and she was just like, okay, when we're doing this and what hotel? And I'm like, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, wing it. She was losing her mind. She's not that way. She's anal retentive, okay, in the most best possible way. And so when I tell you shit like that can happen on a spur of a moment, maybe this person there could be a person associated that's going to come in and offer something. And the King of Pentacles could just people, again, we've talked about this, somebody that has the resources for something. So I want you to not underestimate what could or could not happen, right? And don't try to pigeonhole what's about to evolve or happen. Just know that they're like, go ahead and get ready. It'd have been amazeballs if I didn't have to do all of my children's laundry the day before we left, pack their bags. You know what I'm saying? Like there was just so much. It was like, and when you're gone for a week, you gotta make sure all your bills were paid so you don't have to do it while you're gone. And like, there's just a little bit of preparatory work so you can indulge in something. Could you imagine like at the last minute, somebody's like, oh, I got a place, but I need somebody you got to move in by such and such time. Shit. Okay. Like the scrounging to get your shit packed up and everything else like that. Or just something like that. Like it feels like, yeah. Like I can't help it. We have the fucking world card with the moon card. You don't see it coming. But there's very tangible things you need to get ready in your environment. Let's say you're going to get a job and you have everything kind of like already set up in your house for you not having a job. Like there's some level of your environment and your stuff and your money. That's what we're going to say. Get that shit ready, get it in order, whatever you can do at this moment. You ain't going to be able to do everything. So don't try to be like, oh, and stress yourself out. And like I said, there's something about the energy, a wind of change, a wind of like inspiration. And like, it's going to, like, you're just going to do it. And there might be a little bit of help in the preparatory phase. Like it's not going to feel laborious and you don't have to rack your brain about it. But like, there's something of like, you're going to feel really good having everything already ready. And don't rack your brain with what am I having to have myself ready for? You're going to be ready. Okay. Like just do the shit that when it's like, if I don't have to worry about this, then I feel better. You always feel better when money's already taken care of. That's done. Oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Laundry already taken. House clean. Car full of gas. Like whatever the fuck. Like all the shit that feels much better. So, okay, I did want to ask about the resource because I feel like I don't, because I was getting the 5 of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. And I don't think that's necessarily the King of Pentacles that was out. Let me get one more question and then we're good. We'll move on to let me answer what is that 6 of Pentacles that you're talking about? Like, it didn't feel like the King of Pentacles. Thank you. I don't know why there is somebody, okay, that is meant to, when you get money, you're going to get some money, pay off all your bills, pay it up. I even want to say, like, remove the stress of your bills as far into the future as you possibly can. Like at least 3 months if you can, if not 2 months. Like go beyond just the right here and now so that it's not something that has to creep into your mind while you are doing something. That is definitely for somebody. Page of Wands again, guys. There's something exciting opportunity. For those of you where it might be a new person coming in, it's the notion of like making sure that you're prepared every day. Like you're going to be, like sometimes you want to like kick yourself because you walk out of the house looking like looking like you haven't showered, and then you might meet that King of Pentacles. It could be as simple as that. Walk out of the house with clean clothes. Go ahead and do your hair, do your makeup like you like, so that you're not, because like how many times could King of Pentacles show up in our, but if we ain't feeling ourselves and we ain't feeling good in our energy, and we just like, and like we skirt around, like, right? Or we have like just our energy levels just a little bit lower because there's something about getting out and meeting and being in contact with this person. So think of all the, like, this is the time of doing, this is the time of removing any excuses from our path. So if we got to do a little preparatory work, that's what the fuck we doing, okay? What is this? 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Shit. It's also, there might be a bit of, it might feel risky because you are so used to, you know, 8 of Swords and some shit and everything else like that, and letting certain things prevent you from saying yes and indulging, right? And so they're saying there's going to be a level of like they're going to put something in front of you that's desirable, and I feel like you kind of need to. Oh my God. Oh, I have a butterfly and it looks like it's stuck. You're about to take flight on something. You don't want anything holding you back. Just point blank. And the Page of Wands feels like get ready, get excited about something. There's a level of risk. I feel like there's a little bit of, and it's not necessarily a risk. It's a risk because of what normally holds you back. Meaning like again, the removal of any reason you'd say no. Whether it's money or, oh, I've got all this stuff to do, get it done, right? Because if those things aren't done, it seems risky. Again, the idea of moving, we can't do that in that amount of time. There's not enough time. We can't da-da-da-da. Yes, you can. You were ready. Like, I don't know how to, like, I sound a very Valley girl, but whatever. Because look at this. Generally speaking, like you hold back so much from indulgence. It's something really exciting, something luring. And it's like you usually have your wall up big time, and they want you to be able to say yes. So while they're not telling you specifically what you need to do, and I think that the thing is you're going to get inspired to do it. Like there's something about what I have said that has gone like you're going to get going today, and you're like, yeah, that feels good to me. Okay, yeah. Then you're going to notice that you're going to have a little bit of help with it. That person don't know why they're helping you. They just, and then you're just going to be ready. Like it's meant to remove this little barrier of protection of, I don't really know. And then, because we got bravery card. Like it's going to require you to be a bit brave. It's not going to feel as risky if something's done ahead of time. And you don't have to worry about what it is. You will be inspired this weekend to take action on it. You'll also, maybe you'll be contemplating like, oh, should I do this? And then suddenly, poof, a friend, family member is like, hey, why don't we do this? And you're like, oh, touche, spirit. Like it's confirmation or something. And you're like, yes. And you're going to have the energy to follow through. And you're going to feel pumped about it. You're just going to do it. And you're going to feel so good. And you're going to be glad that you did, because then it feels like the Ace of Pentacles is going to show up. This is very detailed. And it's almost like the kind of conversation I wish I always had. And it's like, look, Spirit's wanting you to do whatever you got to do to position yourself where you're willing to say yes to something. So today or this weekend, because for some of you, I feel like you're going to get an opportunity to do it this weekend. And it's about, getting it today. And you may have somebody join in or suggest something to you. And they're like, why don't we do this today? And you're like, that's indication. That's an indication. You could have somebody that's like, who goes, hey, you could have a mom that sends you money and is like, hey, just so you can go ahead and take care of your X, Y, and Z today. Thanks, Mom. Something to that effect. It really does. So yeah, like, I think you're getting an indication. If this is for you, you're getting an indication today of what your preparatory work is. And I don't think that there's not going to be as much resistance as you think there is going to be. It's going to feel easy to get it taken care of and done. Yes. I'm excited because now I want to know shit. All right. Who's still here? If you're still here and you would like a reading, make sure you say, hey. All right. So we got Aries, we got Emily, we got Sky. I'm going to call you Sky. Peter. All right. So let's go in order really quick. I don't know if I'm going to get to everybody. I tend to skip around whoever I get drawn to and things like that. Yeah, but we might. Sky. Sorry. Well, I'm a little weird, guys. Okay, so. All right, let's start really quick with Aries. Aries, do you have a particular question or do you just want like whatever spirit got to say? Also, as a reminder for anybody who's watching, who's not had a reading from me, I guess it wouldn't be a reminder. It's a let me give you a FYI. We don't get upset at the reader. You've literally just witnessed me do a reading. I have like hundreds of readings on this channel. So if you don't like my style of reading, do not get a reading from me. 2, I don't control the messages that come out. I go to the best of my ability, and I know y'all have seen in some of the general reads, I'd be asking questions, and Spirit's like, I got something else I want to say. And I'm like, and I am not in control of what comes out, okay? And I don't lie or make anything up. So here's the thing. Spirit says what they want to say. You do with it whatever the fuck you want to do with it. You can toss that shit out the window. All of us at some point has literally felt or heard a download come in and we're like, no. And we flat the fuck out like we do with our parents, ignored the shit, okay? Don't hurt me. I don't fucking care. I forgot to let me plug my computer up. Let me keep giving my spiel. So we don't get mad at the reader for the message that comes through, because sometimes I don't care what your question is. If Spirit feels like they've got an agenda and they need to get something through, they're going to say what they want to say. And have they ever ignored me completely? Yes, they have. Okay? So we just do with what we got. Alrighty. I will try to help you tailor any questions that you may have to make sure that you get the answer you're seeking. Because sometimes we think the question that we are asking will bring us the answer we're looking for. And I'm not saying like Spirit, you can only say this. I'm talking like you're really searching for clarity on something, and what you're asking is not going to get it for you, okay? So I will try to help question and probe you to make sure we're asking the right questions so that you'll get the information that's going to be most useful to you, okay? Okay. Also, I am colorful with my words. I cuss a lot, so if that's not your thing, scroll on. And sometimes we pick up and use decks that have questionable images. I don't know what it is about me being drawn to those, because like I can't tell you how many of my decks have alien genitalia and boobies and butt cracks. And I saw a few pictures and like I felt so drawn to the deck. I had no clue I don't know why, but that's what we have here. Okay. So if it's not your thing, we are all adults here. You can scroll on. No one's going to judge shit. We all got preferences. Okay. Okay. Now that my spiel is out of the way, we shall move along. All right, let's see here. We're going up. Let me find where she put her question. Love reading, please. Timing if possible. All righty. So this is going to be very open-ended. To me, if you just go love reading, you're asking them like, Spirit, what do you want to tell me in regards to the love department? I don't have any agenda. I just want to know about love. Like, that, so they could go in the realm of this is what you need to be working on, girl. They could go to the realm of like this is what's next. They could go, why are you still thinking about this person? Or they can have a conversation with like, oh, be aware of something that's approaching you. So if you want to know about your divine counterpart, and I don't mean to sound so with that, but then we need to specify things. Oh, I see your second one. Love reading, please. I'm still seeking my divine counterpart. Okay. Like to know. I'm going to take the assumption that it is the update on where things stand with the coming together with a divine counterpart more than just wanting to know about them. So we're just going to ask about that, Spirit. What is the progress or update? Status update, they just said. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so status update. Let's do this. No. Yeah, Secret Tarot. Give me a hot minute. Let me get a little shuffle in. Let's see. Big shout out to my mods who come on and spend their time helping me out in the chat and things like that when they've got other things they could be doing. And they all take turns and they're all over the fucking place. Everything from the United States to India to Australia. So always loving having that support. All right. Funny thing is, what's going to flank this is going to be the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Funny how like six is divided by three, you know, that kind of thing. The intervals of three. What is it? Intervals of three? Increments of three. Thank you. So these are going to be the bookend cards, apparently. So this one it's not focusing on you, Aries, okay? I feel like the status update is on there's a potential counterpart. And it feels like they are give me just a second. It's like, okay, so the overall energy to me is going to be the bookend cards. And it's almost as if it's like they just said, whose turn is it anyways? Because with the Six of Pentacles, there's this energy of when it's your turn and when it's not. Because usually there's two people that are seeking something. One is getting it from a particular source, the other is not. And it's always about like eventually it's going to be your turn, even if it's not. And so there's this energy or idea of if it's your turn, or when is it going to be my turn, or am I up next, or am I in the energy of receiving? Then we have the Three of Pentacles, which is all about working together, teamwork, collaboration, expansion, beyond just the self. And it just feels like there's work going on that, like the willingness for somebody to be an equal partner, right? To give as much as they receive. What it means to cooperate, collaborate, compromise, to work as a team, just period. Instead of like in a very singular, isolated energy. Because sometimes when you're in the Six of Pentacles, it's me, 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 me. Like, when's it my turn? But is somebody even ready for what that would require? And they're focusing on all the masculine energy. This is all masculine energy. Okay. And the two first cards that came out, now Hierophant can be all kinds of things. It is creating the life external to us that reflects who we really are, right? And what we desire. So if somebody's wanting a higher level commitment, they're going to have to start creating the life that welcomes that in. But this is also just like a higher level of commitment and what it would take. And with the Moon card, I'm really getting the need to work through some level of subconscious things, okay? And that appears to be difficult for somebody. Or they're not always... There may be some subconscious beliefs surrounding this idea or notion of if there's a particular person for me, or if there is like a surrounding higher level of commitments, that is creating some kind of like... Look over here. We've got Five of Wands, competing goals. When we talk about competing goals or competing desires and wants, right? If we have some internal conflict with the idea and notion of what truly is teamwork and a high level of commitment, then but yet we say and truly desire to have family and to be committed to somebody, That's two different things pulling us in two different directions, okay? Those are at odds with one another. And it's like, it's the struggle of working through that is what the Five of Wands is all about. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. Is it necessarily pleasant? We all fucking know the answer to that. Okay? And smack in the middle of all this shit is the King of Wands. And I feel like the King of Wands, because the way that it's laying on my thing is he's paying more attention to like he's getting wrapped up in how difficult it is to seem to work through this, because the way that it's set up is it's looking like this on my board, and here he is, right? And his back is to this, working through this, what the willingness to acknowledge that subconscious fear, that subconscious programming, right? That seems at odds with what we want and desire. And he's only seeing the Five of Wands. Like, why is this got to be so difficult? Why is it got to feel so whatever? Like, it's going to take that kind of a work. Anybody who has gone through any type of healing has hit that moment where you're like, I don't know if I want this. I think I'm going to press pause on this shit because it's way more difficult than you realized. Right? And it becomes even more difficult when shit starts happening in our life. Let's just add to the wands. Just add to the shit that I've got to pay attention to and focus on and everything else like that. And this person does have a secret desire to have higher levels of commitment, to have a more spiritually based commitment, but there's just a lot. And it's requiring a lot of energy. And there may be a start, stop on this individual because it's just overwhelming. And sometimes things just take our attention away. So there may have been something that distracted this person in their life. Like, Five of Wands can also be like the little fires that we have to put out, you know what I mean? Where it's like, and I feel like it's a question of, you're like, when's this going for me? And when the answer to when is when somebody's ready to actually put effort in as a teammate. You know what I mean? Like, that can work well. Like, it's almost like working well with others. You know what I mean? Like, so right now, I think that this person is having to focus on that, because I always look at that, like Five of Wands, like the struggle and the chaos to get through that. You know what I mean? They're having to focus on that. They really are. They're having to look at that. But down here, the way that it's presented is we got the Three of Wands, 10 of Cups, and the Emperor looking at that. I just feel there's too much. It's like, when somebody feels like they're torn in 20 different directions and they don't have enough energy to go around for everything, right? Like, because the idea of the King of Wands is tackling one thing at a time. It is focused, not being split. And so I feel like this person has to pick and choose their battles and pick and choose what they're focusing on right here and now. And there just may be either other things in their life that they're having to focus on that makes them not a good match for being a team player, right? Considering what somebody else needs, or they're having to, and their deep-seated desire might be to really have this level of commitment, but they know that they just can't right now. It's just too much. They don't have the faculty to put the energy in, or there is something subconsciously blocking them from engaging, like, and it all hinges around being a true partner, being a team player, like working with somebody, the compromise, the collaboration that it requires, what putting in the effort to build something. And there's things that are just pulling on their energy, and either they're not able to really focus on what they've got to work through and it's slowing things down, or they've got a lot of shit in their life that just keeps just pulling their attention. And they want, like, when you're solidly focused, like he's not the Knight of Wands. He's not going to have, like, he's not going to spread himself thin like that. Period. Going to take care of what he got to take care of, one step at a time. That's the way they approach life. That's the way they approach everything. But if you were to ask, like, is there a true desire for commitment, for this happiness, and to be able to share it with somebody? They can't wait for that day. Three of Wands, I can't wait for that to come in. I can't wait for the Ten of Cups to come in. In fact, what they're doing now is for the purpose of this. Because the idea is you take action and then you wait to receive, right? Three of Wands is a reception after having taken the action. Like, they want to, and that's what they're in the process of doing right now. And the idea of trying to entertain some level of commitment, higher level commitment, marriage, or anything else like that, when their affairs are not in order, because the Emperor rules over an entire empire. And the story behind the Emperor is one where, especially with this deck, is where, they build up a lot in their life so that they can have the time to dedicate to family, right? Once your empire is up and running, then you can dedicate, like, they don't want to have to divide their time. A King of Wands does not want to have to divide their time. They know that when they have a family, that they're ready to give all the attention and energy to it. Undivided attention to children and things like that. So they're not one to try to bring something like that in too soon. They're going to have their empire established, up and running, and able to, because anybody who's a real emperor is able to walk away from it, because it's almost like a well-oiled machine. They'll have the time to do it. But when you're building anything like that, there's a lot that goes into it. Let's say you're building a business. There's a lot of front end work. But once you build it up to a certain degree, it's almost like it runs itself. And then you can pull back and relax and have energy. Tell me something about the Moon card. I want to know more about that. So one of the things that they have in regards to commitment is they have to feel financially capable and stable. Is there a fear here? And there's something about their like this fear around money. Does this not seem like competing? We have the Ace of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. I'm telling you, this is the person that feels like shit has to be built. There is some underlying fear directing this, because the idea and notion of this would be the type of person that feels like they're responsible for providing for their family. And until they're able to do so, until they're able to give time, energy, and that they're well established, it's almost a fear that's directing them, and it makes them have a fear in regards to commitment until such time. Because here's what it is. We got the Star card with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And it's like healing this program, like their sense of worth being tied to whether or not they can do that and whether or not they're worthy of, or if they should even. It's almost like a deep-seated programming that's happening. So they'd rather just stay here in hermit mode, isolated or alone. What does this mean for Aries? I mean, they're bringing me over here. This just feels like this is one of their greatest driving forces that dictates how they maneuver. They feel like they have like dug their heels into this right here. Can you tell us anything? What's the right question then? Like, what's this mean for Aries? You want me to start with Divine Doors? Oh, shit. Okay, so when I pulled it apart, 3 cards came out. And I don't know why this deck was the one that was calling, but this is what they want to tell you. It's the 3-eyed raven. Literally says, as sunrise hits upon the dew, a messenger raven calls out with news. Prepare for something unexpected. Then we have the patience card. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. So there's some unexpected news or something unexpected that's going to happen, and it kind of like sheds some light on some stuff. And then change beckons. It's the path is shifting, the road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. So it's almost as if while whoever this is stuck in this, your life's going to undergo some kind of changes. And literally over here, we've got birth. I laid it down facing up. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. It feels as though right now you need to be like you're going to be focused on you. Like, I don't know why I get the energy or feeling like whatever appears may feel like it takes you further away from. Like, you know, like when something shows up and you're like, okay, I didn't realize my life was going in that direction. I'm over here waiting. I'm thinking love is going to be like, and suddenly you get taken in a different direction. Does that make sense? It just gives off the energy of this person is focused on what they need to be focused on, and you're about to get something different that you should be focused on. And I got to be honest with you. When I first started this, I said and I noticed when I said it too. But before we started, I was like the potential counterpart. I don't think it's sold or written in stone. This almost feels like there is potential for you to have one of a few soul connections, right? That It's the idea of having somebody specific for you, but also not so specific that it's like, um, this sounds a little morbid. I apologize. One of the things that I believe is that every soul comes into this existence with several opportunities to kind of like get out of it, right? And so there's like, and people can spiritually opt out of this existence at times, and so they unexpected things happen to them, even though it was like timing and things like that. There's some soul paths and some things are meant to go that way, even in love, where it's like there may not be just one person in all of your life, but there is certain people you're meant to encounter. Like there's going to be 4 options for you to create a major soul tie, right? And depending on the course of your path and their paths together, ends up determining the fate of which one it's going to be. That's what it feels like to me. So if this person stays stuck and you keep moving forward, and one of the other 3 options are still moving in the trajectory to cross your path, and it's almost as if there's so these would be deep soul ties, but it's not. It's like knowing who it's going to be, but not knowing who it's going to be. If that makes sense. Because I got to be honest with you, like I feel like you are going to feel transported. It's almost as if like the energy of where you live and then moving to a completely different country, and it resets. It's like a totally different life. It resets your energy. Same world, same life, but something. The energy of whatever change you're about to go through is going to have you focusing also on, I guess, what needs to happen in your life for you. Prepare for the unexpected. Things will come to light, and you're going to see that everything's going good. There's a change that's coming in. The path is going to be shifting for you. It's going to lead a completely new way. So don't get worried. Don't hunker down and dig your feet in. The gateway will appear in view. A new life is unfolding with blessings to you. Sometimes if you have somebody in mind that might be your counterpart, you think might be a counterpart, if life takes you in another direction, you start to panic internally, like because it is pulling a bit of like a soul tie apart, and you can feel it, and your human doesn't know what the fuck to do or how to process that, and feels like, I think that's where sometimes we go wrong, is the notion that it's just that person. Like somehow the rest of your life will be spent in misery because you didn't end up with that person, and that you should stay miserable until that person is just right for you. That's a fucking lie. If you so choose that level of suffering for yourself, fine. But fucking know that that's your choice, not spirit. And it's not set in stone. Like that's not. Okay. Oh, Jesus. I picked it up. You know what was underneath that? What the fuck? A note on love. Oh, you're going to feel it. I think that what's about to happen for you is almost going to put you in a trajectory where you're like anybody you may have thought it was before. You're going to get, you're just going to know. Like this is going to take you somewhere else. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. So we are continuing this. Be willing to do this. This is going. I told y'all I don't control shit. Okay, the messages do what the fuck they want to do. And it says, when love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. And when they talk about love here, it is a love of life and experiencing heartfelt joy and love in all that you're doing, where you're at, who you're around. Like it's infused or imbued into everything. Blessed is the body, mind, and soul. So there's a change that's going to be very soul enriching. That's going to be enriching all around for you. And it's going to feel like you're being transported to a different timeline. That's the way it's coming across. And if the change and the shifts are already starting, because it feels like they might be, and you might be feeling the energies of it, you may get very anxious, and they're like, patience. Things will soon reveal themselves. And you're right. What's about to happen, I think your human got sold on one trajectory, and what's about to happen, when they say that prepare for the unexpected, it's your human that's going to be like, oh shit. It might feel scary a little bit. Just because it's a major change, a new life is unfolding. And 2 times it says, be willing to go into the unknown. Do not be alarmed. And you have 3 cards all about change. And a reminder that you'll soon see that everything's all right. So, yeah. This feels like the person they're describing that is, it like feels like they've got to like they're working through something, and it's the subconscious tie of the material to emotional stuff where they feel like they have to achieve certain things before they can allow themselves to, and it's like a very deep-seated ingrained thing. The way that it feels to me is that you're going to be redirected away from whoever this person is, this King of Wands Emperor. That's like, I gotta have my, yes. Do they wait for the day when something like this can come in? Absolutely. But they right now, it's like they're working through the chaos of what this fear creates for them, and their life constantly having things that they feel like they need to focus on, and they're not working through this at this point in time. And so for them, it's like this has to happen, and then I'll welcome in love. And until that happens, they're going to appear very selfish. They're not going to know how to be a team player. They're not going to put you first or what you want and desire in a relationship first or anything else like that. And I feel like Spirit's putting you on a different trajectory right now. They're like, shit's about to change. It's almost going to be like you're uprooted and moved to something different. Do y'all see the light that is that the candle? That is so cool. Like on the thing, I keep seeing it on my fucking screen. I think that's the candle. Yeah, it's the candle. Oh, that's cool. But like I feel like you're being taken in a new trajectory. And this new life is going to bring new encounters. So it almost feels like, and you may feel like, which might create anxiety and stuff like that, that you're going to be pulled away from one potential counterpart and directed down a path which is more in alignment for who you are actually, but that there's going to be a different, like we haven't even touched base on the other counterpart. But I don't know why I feel like you were like bought into a previous counterpart, and life is almost ensuring that this past person or this past potential counterpart that feels like it's going to get severed. That soul tie is going to be severed. There's like no more holding you in place. And sometimes, whether we like to admit it or not, we can anchor ourselves into people, places, things, jobs, and it acts as a soul tie, and it keeps us from going the trajectory we should. And something is going to, and you're going to feel it. You're going to recognize it. Does that make sense? So, so you may, even if you're like, I can't think of who this is, yes, you can, is what I want to say. Because there was a person at some point you really felt tied to. And it's like, that's still a no-go. And so Spirit's going to continue you on your path. So it's like when I talk about soul connections and soul ties, like there are some people that don't have a specific counterpart. It really is the experience of finding someone that melds well with them, that they're meant to experience in this life, right? And that they're not necessarily tied to at a soul level. That brings its own experience, okay? And then there's some people where it's like you're meant to have a divine counterpart, divinely guided partner, life partner, but it's not just one person. And if you don't get that one person, you know what I mean? It's more the experience you're meant to have that is a guarantee versus the person. You know, and then there's people who their divine connections, soul connections happen in friends and family and not necessarily the person that they're with, which could manifest in all kinds of ways. Where like somebody is married, but like they seemingly have tighter connections with their best friend or their sister or whoever, or people who are in who are meant to experience the dynamic of soul connections at multiple at one time. So you got everything from those who don't have monogamy, and everybody's path is different and they experience soul connection differently, and it's feeding their soul in a different capacity, right? So but we get fed a narrative even in the spiritual community, right? And so we think our human will hold tight to something like that. And like somehow we failed or we won't experience, and this is what I really don't fucking like in the tarot world or in our spiritual community, that somehow if like you'll never experience something this great. Well, what the fuck do I want to experience anything less than for? Because it's a fucking lie. Let me remind you all, you can only meet somebody as deeply as they've met themselves. So imagine the person that can't seem to move beyond something, can't meet you where you deserve to be met, that you thought was a soul connection, and just because your soul recognized them, you and it was a new experience. Imagine meeting somebody that you have a soul recognition with that goes there with you, that can meet you as deeply as you've met yourself. You're telling me that the person prior, there's nothing better. You'll never experience something that tight or close. Bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. That is tying people in to the same codependency the Matrix wants us to believe in. That's division there, believing you'll never receive anything as good. So you're willing to tolerate anything. And if you're not willing to tolerate it, you're willing to self-sacrifice, like you're some kind of martyr because I deserve better, even though I won't ever receive love like this again. Fucking bullshit. But if that is the truth you choose, know that it's you choosing it. Well, if nothing else, you're about to experience a shift in trajectory. So, and you're being shifted away from whoever this person is. All right, Emily. Okay, so Emily, if you don't mind, let me know if you want a personal read. Like, if you have a question, I'll get it together. You do want a personal reading. I'm not dumb. If you have a particular question, or if you, why am I getting confused? Or if you just want a general message from Spirit, whatever Spirit wants to say. Hey, Shruti, how are you? Blueberry! It's been a hot minute. Well, let me get through who I have first, and then we'll see if I've got any extra. As a reminder, the way that I read is I hope that even if it's not your reading, there's something that may resonate with you, may hit home, or that you can get and garner from other people's readings. That is my intent. So even when people stick, or like, even if it's not your reading, it may still be beneficial for you. Okay, career. We're doing Hermetic. I don't know why they're saying this off the bat. So we're using Hermetic Tarot for you. And they fed me my own voice saying, they're funny. You might want to look into the 7 Hermetic principles. There might be something in it for you. That to me just says that there's something in that would speak to your soul. Sometimes we can come across information that lights and reignites certain things within us. People can do that. Places can do that. Experiences can do that. It's almost like parts of us that are dormant. Your human doesn't even have to buy into that notion, okay? But, you ever visit somewhere and you come back feeling different? And you suddenly have desires for things you didn't before, and like it's just different. So there's something about the 7 Hermetic principles that you might want to look into. And the funny thing is, I encounter some people who it's funny their interpretations of some of the principles and what it means. And I'm like, I love sitting down and going, well, have you thought of it this way? And they're like, oh, you know what I mean? Because anyways, but it very much so is. And sometimes I try to steer clear of reading too many things about the Hermetic principles, because everybody's got their own lens and take on something. And I prefer, I'm like the person, I'll read something initially, and then I experience things that help form my understanding of it. So I don't know. And it's almost like integrated at a deeper level. Like it really becomes ancient wisdom. It becomes wisdom at that point. Because I feel like things can get watered down and we can almost get repelled to something if we read and indulge too much in all the stories that are out there about something. I don't know. If I start going on a tangent, it's usually the reason why, okay? At least once I've opened the channel up or something. Career. Emily wants to know about her career. I get a very youthful energy. Like it feels like it's either brand new starting out or completely starting over. That's what that means to me. The whole dang thing. why it's so difficult for you to find a job right now is because you've kind of got like, I'm going to say this goes both ways. It is an energetic wall up, but I would say it's also standards. Most of us would call it standards. I'm just going to say, like, the standards you have in regards to is like, we have the justice card here, which is the Lord of Truth. Like, you want something that aligns with your truth. Now, let me explain this. I could be a retail worker, okay? But the environment that I am in must be one that matches my level of integrity, my level of clarity, transparency. Like, it has to be like aligned with my truth. If I don't feel right there, if I feel like others there that have a lack of integrity, if I feel like, there's like a bunch of different ways that can look, but it just doesn't align with your belief system. It's about what's right and true for you. So it has to, there's a level of scrutiny or filtering that you do that this is an aspect of. Then we have love. And this is not love of somebody else. You have to really love what you do. So I don't care if you're applying for shit that you're like, any job, I don't care. There's something about your energy that's so like, it almost, like when something just, it pushes it away. It pushes away. You could interview for shit and people can just tell in your energy. They're like, like you don't hide it very well. I don't care how you fucking think that you do with your face. Right? It's almost as if people can tell it's not sincere and genuine. Like your energy speaks for you. And then we have material success. Like this also feels like I know what my worth is. I want something that I can excel at and grow and expand and do well with and actually support myself with. And like these are all like aspects of what, like, it's almost like if someone were to say, universe, give me a breakdown of the energy that somebody's putting out, because we'd all talk about energy, right? Like the universe is energy, and that's how the universe speaks to us. And so we can say what we want. We can go through the motions of something. And let me just tell you this. I tell everybody, this is my definition. All right. Integrity is when your words, actions, and your energy all match. We know people who will say the right fucking things, who will go through the motions, but no more believe in what it is that they're doing or anything else. Like their energy is very counter to that. Okay. I love you. I do these things for you. Bitch, I know you lying. Something's off. Your energy speaks volumes. They say they want to do this for you. They really don't. They say, I love you. I'll do it. And they do it. But the entire time, their energy is gross. Energy fucking matters. We like to gaslight one another about it. And some people will try to use that as a leveraging tool when they're not really feeling energy. They just like, they're projecting. I get it. But it still matters. So integrity is when your words, actions, and energy all fucking match. And people fucking know when you're not showing up in integrity. You don't hide it well. It's like those of us that have that make faces and we don't realize it and we share everything on it. Your energy wears it. And I don't know if this is a sense of I've witnessed so many people go through X, Y, and Z. There's no fucking way I'll let myself have that or endure that. And so you're leading with this, like this is your desire. in a career, in a job. Or if you've literally been through so many fucking jobs, and that's where it's brand new energy is what it feels like to me. You want what's fair. You want what's right. You don't want somebody that's going to take advantage of you or railroad you, or it's like, we know employers that will steal our work, take credit for things, not give credit where it's due, that will overwork us, and for many, like you at a very soul level, like your energy is like, ugh, with that shit. So you have this wall around you. How does this translate to finding a job, though? See, Six of Pentacles is knowing what you deserve and not taking less. It's the card of reciprocity. Like, you are in the energy of, I would rather just, I mean, you may not say this, but this is literally like, I will live out of a van before I fucking like, it takes a lot for you to say yes. I'm getting two energies from this. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't know why I get this, like, maybe you debate with yourself. I just, whatever. Like, I'll just take the, and then it's like, or that might be the words of people around you floating around in your head and all that kind of stuff. But I honestly feel like, okay, we have two major arcana here. We have the Hermit card and the Sun card. And then this is what it looks like when I'm staring at it, okay? The Hermit card is almost like following your inner truth. Like, you're not listening to the noise of what's happening in society today, of the people that are around you that are trying to fill you full of shit. You're following your own inner compass, not somebody else's, not what was established by the Matrix or by society or whatever you want to call it, with what's programmed into us. You're like, this is what I need. And this, I'm sorry, but anybody before you, that was not how they determined if they took a job. And if you are, I don't know why I keep wanting to reassure, like, even if you're at this point, well, I'll take anything. No, you fucking won't. It's like you're repelling certain things because it just, and this is the only way that something can happen is if it matches your inner truth. So, what does that mean for her then? If you're patient, a way will be made for you. One that is actually going to bring you exceptional joy. Like, this is the idea. The Ten of Cups is you being personally content and those around you being content as well. This is the type of reciprocity you're expecting, the Six of Pentacles, right? The balancing of the scales. What I put out, I get back. That other people show up with their cup too. Like, there's a level of happiness within just your life, period. Like, you need a job where you feel happy in your life. not one that depletes you and makes it where it's so difficult to enjoy existing. Because we have the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Swords. There's going to be a new opportunity. One that does align with your sense of truth, your sense of integrity. But I get mostly that this is like a way being made. And you notice how the Queen of Wands really, she's not chasing anything. I guarantee you there are people out there that try even harder than you do to get a job. I'm not trying to sound disrespectful. Like they're probably jumping through massive fucking hoops. I got to be honest with you. Willing to tolerate it. Like you just don't, you're not. And I want to remind you that there's a black cat down here. There's a level of protection around this stance that you're taking. That like the right thing is going to come along. And there's like a lack of compromise on that. When does this show up? What shows up? Knight of Pentacles. Very solid, very secure, very stable. One that there'll be longevity with. You will receive an offer. And it's going to give you a level of independence and freedom. I get the notion there's not going to be micromanaging. I don't know why that's coming up. I'm assuming that's something that you don't like. I feel like there's a level of like freedom in how you do the job. It's I see. So it is going to be something where it's like, again, no micromanaging, a level of freedom, almost like you can do things how you want to do them, because there's obviously been quarreling and squabbling. Squabbling is what I'm trying to. We got the 5 of Wands with the fucking 10 of Swords. I'm not going to do that shit again. Like, I just get the idea of like nitpicky bullshit, people constantly saying something, always something. So this is a job, like this is the idea of like not having to deal with fucking other people. You almost being, this gives me the sense of like the level of freedom is either you have a boss, somebody that oversees you that's like, just get this work done, I don't care how you do it. And so you're like independent. Or you very well may get hired on independently, contracted, so that you don't really like you determine how you do shit. You ain't got to deal with this shit. No office politics or any kind of like fuckery that people bring into something. Tell me more about the 9 of Pentacles. Give me a little more better idea of this role. And then we'll see if we can't get like a... It's definitely very enriching. Somebody... whoever is on the extending side of this, so there's somebody extending like an invitation. We got the Knight of Pentacles. There'll definitely be security with this job. And with the Page of Swords, which is all about like some level of communication. To me, that's an offer being extended. I'm asking about the 9 of Pentacles. It's a Knight of Cups, which they're having me focus more on the knight. Like the story of the knight is this knight is willing to meet you where you're at. They're willing to wade into the waters with you. right? He comes bringing offering a full cup. Which tells me about the outlook of the source that is offering or extending this is one of understanding, one of nurturing, one of like they're going to show up with something worthwhile. They're going to care about what you desire. So, you know, some people, like some situations, it's like you either take it or leave it, deal with it as it is. But this is almost like wanting to make sure you're happy and satisfied with something. This wants to lay on my hand. This is the work. It's funny. I was waiting to see if something was going to be like, oh, this is going to be creative. It's going to be blah, blah, blah. Like there is I want to say you're so smart. We got the Queen of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles. Like you've got a skill set in the either communication or intellectual, like the way you see things, the way you look at something, like you get shit done is what it feels like to me. Like you don't need the micromanaging. And when left to your own device, you're able to actually execute shit very well. Queen of Swords has like this eagle eye view. She can see the next 100 steps. And it's like somebody didn't value your perspective before. I get the sense that you can get very focused and driven in what you're doing. I want to say your ideas were not valued. Like this gives me the energy of some of those people where like I swear to God, I see some TikTok sometimes. Like this is like being able to give somebody the answer to something like, oh, if we do this, and they will, I swear to God, I swear, like the level of what the fuckery, like what are you think? And it's like you were right all along anyways. But this job highlights your Queen of Swords. I feel like you're no nonsense, get it done, very intelligent, articulate, able to kind of like your level of, they're giving me very Virgo-y energy. The Virgos can like, and I'm not saying she's over Virgos, but that's the energy that it feels like they can look at a situation and go plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There you go. And of those plans, they can tell what we need to do in order to be able to like get the most positive outcome. I get the sense that you may have done this before with people and they did not take your advice. Shit hit the fan and you ended up being right to begin with. Like this is like not acknowledging your intelligence, the level of intelligence, your ability to see things thoroughly. But this job is really going to tell me more. Why about the source? I don't ever look at the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Pentacles as slow moving. I always look at it as secure. If the only time I take it as being slow moving is if they give that to me through other cards or anything like that. They just answered your fucking question. I love it. No, it's not slow moving. We've got the Chariot with the Sun card. Don't worry. Not what I was asking. That was what you asked. That's funny. Okay. It's in perfect alignment with you. Tell me about the Knight. Girl. Do we need the fucking Hermit one more motherfucking time? Was it on the split that I saw that it came out of this deck? Or it was on the split with the other one? Because between, yeah. There it is. I was like, where's the hermit? I know we had it. Hermit. Yeah. This is, they gave me the song, Go Your Own Way. Go Your Own Way. You just have 3 major arcana come out. We've got the Fool, Hanged Man, and the Hermit. I mean, I do see a weight that was here. Although I got to be honest with you, we got to always remember the Hanged Man. That's a little bit of self-imposed. I want to say that there's a bit of, again, your energy speaking for you. Like it's repelling some things. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's repelling some things. And I just think it's because you're approaching shit differently. You just fucking are. You don't see things the way you used to. You don't. This might be where the new energy is. I don't think you've done something like this before. It might be a completely new role. And again, a very independent one. 2 hermits and the 9 of pentacles. This may not be one where it's like you might get hired to do something and you don't really answer to anybody. Again, either you get contracted to do something for somebody. This might remind me a little bit of like not having a bunch of people around you. This would be like working for somebody as their, like, I want to say like, and I'm not saying it's this, like somebody's virtual, like somebody's virtual assistant. Like they can't be bogged down with something and you're like, I got it. And they can give you a task and you fucking run with it. And it's just done for them. Does that make sense? It feels like there's not a lot of micromanaging. There's not a lot of following up to me. Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do it? It's like giving you something and you just doing it. That's the energy of you get shit done. This is also the same energy of I don't see you over a bunch of people. To me, this is you have the freedom to like maybe determine your own pace. You're not encumbered by expectations of others. Like, I got to wait for this to come from this person. I got to It's literally like there's a lot of liberty in this job. Oh, hands down, it's their fucking ego. Hands down. Hands down. I'm trying to hone in for you. But everything that I see, say it's like this approaches you. Because the Knight of Pentacles is coming towards you. And it's almost like an offer that's really good for you. Right? And it's like somebody who appreciates you. I mean, the Knight of Cups is one that they might have like the sincerity behind this individual. I'd say they're very reliable. they may have been looking for somebody to fulfill this role and haven't been able to. It would almost be like you not wanting people to micromanage you and then them desperately looking for somebody that they don't got to tell how to do their fucking job to. You ever try to hand something off to somebody and they come back with, sure. There's always the initial, like, let's get to know what's your expectations, But like, they got to ask, I'm running in trouble with this. And it's like, they can't problem solve themselves. That's not you. You would wait for the legitimate things to come to you. Like, like when you're trying to do your own thing and somebody's got a million fucking questions and you're like, why are you even in this position? Like, they're desperately looking for somebody like that. Okay, tell us where this job is from and we'll try to wrap this up. Where's this job from? Oh, come on. I've tried really hard not to shuffle a particular way so that my cards don't get bent, because I've seen people ruin cards because of the way they get bent. But, okay. When, where? Anything extra? Okay, there's some cards. There's something that you haven't taken action on. I don't know if you've gotten so frustrated with this situation that you're just like, and any ideas that you've thought of to like, well, maybe I could do this. Like, you just leave it at that as an idea and you don't take action on it, because we got the 8 of air, which is there's a level of self-imposed entrapment here. Okay. And then we have the high priestess, which is considering carefully what you want before you take action. And this is saying that you're afraid to take action, that you're holding back. Is there a job you feel like have you been, either you're not applying for some positions that you're absolutely qualified for and you think that they won't think you're qualified, or you've had an idea of something and you're not doing it? Because it says listen to your intuition. Give me a hot minute. It's funny because at this stage, I feel like you are hesitant and hold back from certain things. The way that the cards are making me feel is almost like wondering if there's anything in your life now that makes you feel like you also don't go for certain things because of your home life or whatever's at home in your environment. Because it keeps talking about perfect timing of something here. and then like having to compromise something. Or maybe you're just like this idea and notion that there's going to be a perfect time for something. Why do I feel like you're holding back from certain? It's funny. It's funny. It's funny to wait that long and not have something pop off for that long. And it's, again, they keep talking about you repelling certain things. It's like you want something very specific. You know exactly what you want or what your expectations are, but you hold yourself back in some way. And it's not your expectations either. See, because we have the Six of Cups is also about history, memories, and allowing those things to kind of like come up, right? And then we have the Four of Wands, which is talking about like stability, like peace, you know, contentment. And it's over here like there's an illusion of being trapped or not being able to find something, and they're just like you're actually kind of withholding. You're not acting on something that you feel instinctual about. Like you're getting kind of nudges to like, I don't know if you're coming across jobs or if you're coming or trying to start something and you're just not doing it. And it's like, you know. And you just either won't start it because you're just like, oh, now's not the time, which would make sense to the independent thing. Okay, the North Node calling you. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Getting out of what you were doing. That's the restart. Because we start out life trying to go down the path of our South Node. And then at some point there's like a reset, like a brand new start, brand new beginning, which is the Fool card here. It's something you've not done before. You're not acting on it. And that's why you're repelling these other jobs away. Makes lots of sense. And there's something about, there's also like children. I don't know why I can't get away from this. Like, do you have kids? Or it's something you may have like you're like an inner child type of dream, like you know what I mean? What's this child energy? Wow. Okay. It's odd because I feel like part of the reason you don't initiate this towards your North Node is because so many people have undermined sorry, I can't talk. Your intellect, your ability to know what to do and to maneuver and to your follow through on things, like your own self-confidence. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because it literally says, where did it say? It was like, oh, a lack of self-confidence here. Like, you do know what the fuck you're talking about. You do have the capacity to do this. Just because you've consistently been undermined in past jobs where they didn't value the way you saw something, your perspective on things, your ability to kind of see things at a greater picture, and didn't listen to your advice, you almost second guess yourself a lot now. But it's like, if they don't utilize whether people valued that from you to be whether or not you should follow your own inner compass. Because I have the Page of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles again. It literally talks intuitive, sensitive, artistic, friendly. We got over here the cooperation and compromise. This could be starting something with somebody else. Literally at the bottom of this card, it's successful self-employment. It is. That's the go your own way, go your own way. I can't sing. It is what it is. And this card is a new person enters your life. Got it. Got it. So maybe there's something related to, like, I've been channeling in the collective reads, and it's been going on for a little bit now, probably the last 5 readings, of something coming your way through a person. Like the universe is going to bring something to you through a person. And I kept not wanting to go strictly just to love. I was like, this is a soul family member. This is a soul contract. New person. And it's funny because I feel like they're very airy-fairy. Woo! And you're more like, I'm going to get this shit done. And it's like the two of you together. Yeah. Yeah. This isn't, you're not, this, you, that's why I kept also getting the contract, like, kind of energy. I mean, there's a level of freedom here. This isn't like traditional work. This isn't 9 to 5. This isn't corporate America. This is following your own compass and finding the integral person to work with, and like having a level of freedom and independence. So the length of how long this has taken might be directly correlated with you getting your shit together. No offense. Chariot is all about, if any aspect of ourselves is not in alignment with the other, we don't have any forward movement. So if you were of two minds on this, you were going to stay right the fuck where you were. The only way the Chariot moves forward is if the two sphinxes, the two horses, the two aspects, masculine and feminine, human and etheric, the light body, shadow body, like all of those aspects have to be in alignment for there to be any level of forward movement. And so that's what it is. And that's where there's a brand new path. Makes sense. And this is where you bring a cup and somebody else brings a cup. And that you're actually going to enjoy your environment and who you're around. And somehow what you do is not dependent on other people. Like, it's a yes. It's going to work out really well. There's going to be success. Which is might be why we have the Six of Cups, where we're romanticizing the past, because part of you may be fearful of walking into the unknown like this, not knowing if it's going to be stable. But they are saying, at least whoever's approaching you and offering something to you, they're offering something that you'll thoroughly enjoy. It's secure, they're integral, and they're sincere in what they're bringing in. And they probably can match you in your intuitiveness. Yeah. Sometimes when people in our life beat us down, and it can come in varying different ways, but it just makes it so that we don't have the courage to take a risk, to step out, to be seen, for fear of failing, for fear of them being right, when all we're doing is actually making them abso-fucking-lutely right when we don't do what we know we can do. Because this is just like, yes, you do. You have a very unique way that you see things. And I want to say, like, the Queen of Swords, her ability to see the way forward, on fucking point. And once she has her eyes set, that's hella dedication right there. She focuses. Like, there's no stopping her. She knows exactly what the fuck to do. And I'd say you probably actually do know exactly what the fuck to do. Actually. So what I would encourage you to do is maybe go back to some of the ones that I've done. And a lot of times I guess probably going to be like within the last 2 weeks of somebody coming in. And I kept saying, I know for some people this is love, but I can't. It's a soul family member. It's a soul contract. It's a partnership, like literally. So go back and watch some of those, is what I would say, because there's probably going to be a hell of a lot more in that. Okay. Love you, Terry. Love you. All right. I don't remember who was next. Oh, I know we had Pie, but we also had somebody else. What the fuck? Shit. Give me a second, guys. What time is it? Oh, it's 12:30. We're still good. I'm gonna go up. Emily, Sky. Oh, that's right. Pie. It wasn't Pie. Sorry, Pie. Sky. And okay, let's do that. Sky, are you there? This is just what happens, guys. Oh, as a reminder, I do have a website that you can go to and book readings. The way that it is set up, there's a little book now button. You click on it and it pops up an email. Now, if you don't have any email on your phone, I might just do an information sheet where you can submit something to me, and that way you don't have to have an email set up. But I had it where if you don't have email set up, it's just going to look like it's blipping on you, and it's not going to do anything, because it's sending me an email so that we can kind of correspond, go back and forth, all that kind of stuff about what it is that you want. So usually what I ask is for people to tell me what type of reading that they want, what the question is. And again, it has to be like, we don't ask 20 questions for a short, it's one question. And I don't need an entire backstory either. That actually just convolutes a lot of times the readings. So, but then I send you an invoice and things like that. So if you don't have an email set up right now, then you're not going to be able to contact me, because and if you have several emails set up, it'll go, which one do you want to use? Your Gmail, your Yahoo, your da-da-da. But if you are really wanting to connect with me, you know what I'm saying? And you want a reading, you can do it that way also. Just FYI. Thank you, Emily. All right, Sky. Okay, Sky, do you have it? Oh, may I please ask what's coming towards me in work career in terms of opportunity, assuming I'm on the right path? Okay. Okay. I don't know, Peter. It might potentially be my last one. It just depends on these things. Sometimes they don't take long and sometimes they do. Because I do have to, like, I don't normally, like, on Fridays, I have to leave earlier to get my kids. That's the reason why I have to go. So, it is what it is, but we'll see. Okay. All right. So Sky. All right. So we're doing Golden Universal, starting off there. Oh. We have 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. I'm thinking. Oh, so somebody may not be listening. I have a sharp. Okay, so I'm going to suggest, Sky, that you listen really well, okay? It almost makes me feel like Spirit's trying to get, because this is not ringing in the ear. This is a sharp, sharp pain in my ear, stabbing in my left ear. Or you need to be careful of who you're listening to. Let's see. So they're showing me a parasite in somebody's ear. So that they're clarifying for me. It's not so much not listening to Spirit as I feel like there's some either information or somebody that fills you full of shit that's not good for you. Like, listening to them, not good for you. Like, don't fucking listen to them. Somebody may give you wrong information. Ooh, we got a tower moment, girlfriend. Okay, we're going where we go, right? My apologies to anybody. Once we get into these conversations, when I'm doing a tarot read, everybody's my girlfriend. I've done this to people who would not identify as a girlfriend, but I'm like, you're my girlfriend right now in this moment, because we having a talk. Like, it's just one of those. And so, tower moment. Like, I just feel like being fed bad information. And the point of a parasite is like taking from you, living off of your essence, your energy, you're the sustainability in a situation. And so they're, you know what I mean? But really what they do is ruin their host. So that it almost makes me feel like, and when I think energetically, a parasite is like somebody who takes a lot of your energy. Let's figure this one out. Yeah, this is the information that you're receiving. This is the Page of Swords. There's some bad fucking. There's some shit that you should not listen to. If you do, it's going to create issues for you. Okay, the Tower moment mixed with the Page of. It's almost as if somebody's trying to topple something down for you, misguide you, create havoc for you. It's going to send you down the wrong trajectory. It's somebody that I would say it's either family or a partner or something like that. We're going to get to career, but I feel like maybe this is what's impacting or impeding your career situation. Because there's a King of Cups and then a Two of Cups. So this is like somebody who's like, I love you. I have the best interest for you, blah, 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 blah. But negatively aspected, the King of Cups is very emotionally manipulative. Like they're manipulating the shit out of you and almost taking advantage of a connection they've got with you. Why are we going? At the fucking bottom, Ace of Cups. Okay. We'll get there. I don't know. Let's get through this first and figure out what the fuck. What is this? What the fuck is this? Bad information. Whatever it is, it makes the situation more difficult, makes it difficult to get to your goal. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like they're trying to, somebody in your life has the way that they've either raised you or the way that they talk to you or when you get into conversations with them, like they make it seem like it's almost damn near impossible. To me, they're either not supporting you heading towards this goal, heading towards something, or they make it almost damn near impossible where it feels like, oh, it's just too far away. Like it feels very cumbersome and burdensome, right? I don't know if somebody's making you feel like a burden or if they're like, it's just too much. Why are you doing that? Like I feel like they sow the seeds of dissent or of self-deception into you. Because next to it, we have the Four of Cups where there's a level of apathy where you know what you're familiar with and what you've done is not for you, but you're also not following any like your intuition or any other guidance from spirit. Like somebody's making you believe you can't do something. Yeah, it's like the belief that you don't have the capacity to do this. Like it's like something's too much or something's, I don't know. Like you can't do that all on your own. Like they're undermining your level of confidence and independence. You got to be honest with you. So what's that got to do with this? Why are we bringing this motherfucker? I swear to God. Death. It's as if somehow, I don't know if you have faced some type of ultimatum or if you feel like you have to make a choice or something like that. Because we got the world card where that's all about the fact, like one cycle ending and something new beginning, and what is available to us, all the opportunities that will be available to us in doing so. You leave the world card to move on to the Fool again, right? You complete the cycle, you go back and start it over again. The Fool is about taking risks. The Fool is taking a leap of faith, and it's paired with the Lover's card. And I do not feel yet for them, like this is not them trying to say, oh, let's talk about love. I think they're saying somehow there is a connection with a person that is impacting your ability or willingness to choose for yourself, whether you want to do something or not. Because the Lovers is all about choice. And the sun got really fucking bright as soon as I started talking like that. Can I just show you? This motherfucker look the same. You see the same fucking stance. It's the same goddamn person. You see how they're leaning forward like they're like, look at this shit. King of Swords is the same person as the fucking King of Cups. Emotionally manipulative and unkind or abrasive. Did you have a father figure that used to do this to you? Hold on. I want to focus. Like, fuck you. Stay over there. I want to know about this tower moment. You might have a falling out with somebody. Past or present, I don't give a shit, but somebody has sown some seeds of doubt within you. And I feel like that is the overpowering message that comes through, is that if you go a particular way, it's destined and fated to fucking fail. Like, that's the message that keeps coming through to you. Because the tower moment is fated, right? It's inevitable. Something or someone's communicating that. It's really heartless. And to me, it's somebody that should have been in your corner. It makes you not want to go after something. Like it's too much to be that independent. It's too much to start your own thing. It's too much. Like, it's more than I can handle. I can't do it. And it's like, you got to make a decision. It's time. Because right now you've him and hawed, and there's like, you're not doing what you were, but you're not choosing the new. You're just kind of in between. And there's somehow like, okay, get up, shit, or get off the pot. You got to take your power back in this situation. And when I'm asking about the tower, they bring out the temperance card. And that's where it feels like something's going to get removed. Like, you need to choose, and it's going to remove something from your life that brings things back into balance. And then down here, I have, once you walk away from this, whatever the fuck it is, if it's the voices of the past, like a parent echoing through your brain, or somebody in your fucking life, somebody that meant something, that was supposed to care, love, support. don't listen to that voice. Don't listen to them. The only way to get to where you want to go is to walk away from that. Because after the Eight of Cups, after you walk away from that shit, and that might be the Tower, it's like you need to tell them, like they're gonna. Because after the Eight of Cups, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is dedication, focus, follow through, making it fucking happen, honing a specific skill set. And it's like it's growing. It's putting all your energy behind it. Putting all your energy behind it. Because guess what? Now you're not of two minds. Now you're not of split between. Like everything's in alignment within you. And that's where the success comes from. The momentum, the drive, the follow through, the determination, the self-confidence. Because something has you doubting yourself. I want to say someone. And this is, once you fucking walk away from it, it's either telling that person to fuck the straight, go to hell, get away from me, I don't want nothing to do with you. Or it's telling that voice that was planted into you by that person, fuck you, I'm not listening to you. You don't dictate shit. But there is something that's plaguing you, and you're listening to it, and you shouldn't. And it is sucking you of your life force and your drive and your will to follow this. Because once you fucking walk away, you leave the Eight of Cups to go to your Nine of Cups. Just a friendly reminder. Your level of dedication and focus and follow through and the momentum that you have will lead to fucking success. Putting you squarely in as the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles fucking energy. You notice this motherfucker not doing what the others do, right? There's just something about, I don't fucking like this shit. This feels like bully aggressiveness, right? Like condescension and like, you know what I mean? Like challenge me. Fucking challenge them. Fucking challenge whatever this is. Because I mean, this King of Swords negatively aspected is an asshole. They say all kinds of shit. Like their tongue is sharp as all get out. Somebody has convinced you. This is feeling a lot like same scenario with what's her name before. Kinda ish. The undermining of confidence that happens with this. What is the recommendation for the Tower? Lots of potential with the new. When you follow what brings you joy, when you follow what you want that fulfills you, finances will follow. You know, it's like something or someone tries to make the page feel like, it reminds me of like today where boomers try to make Gen Zers feel like they're insignificant and they're incapable and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't challenge it. Don't you even try. And this is like some of the best shit comes from somebody who is unencumbered by all the fucking crap that these other assholes want to put. You know what I mean? The inspiration, the freedom, the rose-tinted glasses that are necessary to see all the opportunities that are there. What do we have on the we have the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever is planting this shit in you is creating that level of confusion. The Seven of Cups. Planting the seeds of doubt that the Ten of Pentacles is real or possible. is this things need to shift? I'm gonna pull a different deck. I feel like I'm not getting the answers I want out of that one. New era elements, please. Yeah, it's time to cut this person out. I'm over here looking at the Tower, and they brought the Temperance out, and I'm like, it's time. Like, the Tower is about, sometimes shit's gonna blow up. It's like cutting something out. It really is. It's bringing yourself back into balance by cutting something out. So the Knight of Swords is the cutting something out. That's what this is. It is the pivot, the 180, the trajectory change. But it's cutting ties, cutting cords with something. Give me. What the fuck? Tower moment with the 9 of Swords. But in this, it says cruelty. If this is not a person that's present in your life today, this is a person that has created a voice within you that you listen to all too fucking often and is a fucking cruel ass motherfucker. Because something tells me that you are painted in such a manner that you're just incompetent, incapable. How stupid of me to, like, this naivety to believe, to have faith in something. Like, I feel like there's a level of negative self-talk that occurs. And that's what's got to fucking leave your life. Because you have built your life around that voice. It almost dictates the structures you've built. Things that were said to you. Things that are programmed into you. Past and present, they said. And so it's like anything you attempt with this being the foundation is bound to crumble. It won't succeed because you don't have the faith that you can. It somehow has a louder voice than you. 2 Tower cards, specifically around this fear and anxiety and mental anguish, and it's like some but on here it's cruelty. It's fucking like, I don't know if you endured emotional abuse at the hands of somebody that should have loved you, that made you feel unworthy, and it's coming through the fears that come up. Madame, sorry guys, it's tickling the shit out of me. Okay. It's definitely somebody. The idea and notion that, because I keep getting, there's repetition here. Let's put it that way. Let's ask that. State this in a way that she understands, that Sky understands. And I can't get away from the feeling that there was a person attached to this. Like they won't just let me say, "Oh, it's you doing it to you." And it's like, no, this is there because of somebody else. it's as if whatever this is runs interference in you taking control in your life. Because if I think of the King of Pentacles, this is the person that executes shit, right? That follows through, like takes the actions and is in the doing, is in their masculine. And interference is, the Eight of Swords. The self-imposed entrapment. The thoughts, the beliefs that stop us from doing that. Stop us from being empowered to take this new start. And it started from a place, like it robbed you of explain this. It's funny. It's like whatever lies within this thought or this message that you have repetitively seems to have everything to do with your ability to create success in your life or this wealth. Because again, this is the Ten of Pentacles, right? On the split there was the Ten of Pentacles. Let's go back to, I'm talking to Spirit right now, to the question at hand in regards to career. Wanting to know what is next. Return to something, which I think would be almost what's next in career? Because they are highlighting you kind of being in between two worlds. The apathy of not, this is what you know, and this is what's potential, what could happen, and there's like a nothing. And that might have a lot to do with the, like, what happens next in career has everything to do with your choice. Like what you do here. What about that? Okay. A couple of things are coming through. We established that there's going to be a trajectory change with this tower moment. There is a choice between two things that like what you see before you, what you're used to, the methods and everything else like that you're used to, or something that's being brought in by spirit, right? And there's this apathy, this lack of wanting to choose that. I get a lot of having had somebody in your past that should have loved you, that should have whatever, not so good. I want to say there's a very demoralizing, condescending, manipulative type of energy, okay? We do have something coming in, okay, that's kind of like almost like pulling the trigger on a tower moment. It's fated. It has to happen. It's bringing balance into something. It's creating a trajectory change for you. It's kind of pivoting you. It's something that will redirect you from almost like bring it into this level of anxiety and fear and you may have a belief because of whatever this negative stuff was that somehow the only way to true independence is to do it your fucking self. 10 of Wands. And this is what I get when I really try to stick with what somebody tells me and under the auspice of that to, you know what I mean? But I wasn't wrong on this. You have this level of like the tower, the belief, the something in your ear, something that someone told you. That we got two towers here. The first one, there is something coming in that's going to be fated for you. It's going to kind of pull some things down because I think it pulls down the trajectory of where you were going. I do think that you're kind of caught, stuck, not making decisions. I think a lot of That has to do with a way in which you're seeing things, your perception, a belief that you still hold that kind of repeats for you. And it's making sense now where it's like, I've got to do it on my own. This notion and idea, I have to do something on my own. This level of fierce independence, nobody can help me kind of situation. And the level of resistance I've had to this interpretation and try to keep, like, sudden wealth, female, love. Let's just say at a glance, somebody's wealth or finances or luck will have everything to do with love. And if you had a source somewhere in your life that was meant to be loving, but ended up being emotionally manipulative, sharp with the tongue, with the things that they said, they instilled in this like need to do it all on your own, sense of independence to prove somebody maybe, or whatever it is, but it's literally like emotional, yay, wrapped up with money, turning things around. Your tower moment very well may be you're over here asking about career and stuff like that, and just maybe the trajectory change is that a focus is going to be put on love, and that somehow that being the focus is going to impact your career somehow. It is irritating to me how many times they want to bring it out. We got the Two of Cups, the lovers. Right next to this lovers is the World. It's still a choice, though, they said. It's still a choice. Why do I feel so irritated? There's interference. We have interference right here next to the Ace of Cups. Like somehow love would be a distraction. Like somehow that just doesn't feel right. That somehow your career would be connected to that. That might be not something that you want to hear. Is it not something that you're open to? Like, you know, some women have this idea or notion that you gotta, you know, you get with a man because you want to be with a man, not because you have to be with him, right? Like you should secure. God, this is a little bit like the last one, only the opposite. Like, what is the belief that you have around this? Because I feel major resistance, but I keep seeing this message like there may be something in regards to love that comes through. Explain this for me. It's like a resistance to hearing the truth. I just gotta be honest with you. Because I feel like any message I try to deliver, we start off with like the idea of not hearing something. One more. It's like the idea of resistance to moving in this direction because you're expecting something different because you always saw and envisioned your path going differently. Because this is like a trajectory change. There's good, like a new area of focus. And I gotta be honest with you, the energy just feels like there's a pattern or a history of allowing something else to be the guiding or dictating voice in your decision making instead of actually being open. And that it feels like some level of programming that kind of just like autopilots you a little bit in regards to, and there's just this fierce level of independence. And I just get the energy of no. You fear to some degree, somehow, something in regards to your level of independence because of something that was instilled in you, and some level of FYI, Spirit's got something that's going to come through that it's going to change. It's going to be a tower moment. It's going to be a tower moment for you. It's meant to dismantle that. They just said, I was going to say bring it down. They just dismantle that to address you operating from this space. Somehow there may love could play a factor in opening up so much for you. Explain this. Changing your area of focus may actually allow the momentum and the forward movement, may bring the things back in alignment or back into focus so that you can have that success. Is she not open to this? Like, I just need to know. Is she not open? Like, why are we discussing it like this? 8 of Cups again. Not willing to walk away from something to get what you want. Queen of Swords is real quick to cut something off. Guardedness, not being open to it. Leaving something behind to, is this love? I have somebody that I read for on this channel sometimes. He knows exactly who he is. And sometimes just we have repeating cards. 8 of Cups, Fool. the world. And it's like, Spirit's like, I said what I said. And I'm like, okay. And I'm over here trying to get around it. I'm like, So I'm trying to, I'm over here trying to think of another way to word something to get around that. Should she learn a new skill set? Let's use that one. Page of Swords. Go for the new knowledge. Go for the new knowledge. That's where you're going to be able to. I feel like they're irritated with me. Three of Wands. That's where your ships will come in. New knowledge, something new. You'll find stability, a solid foundation there. I feel like they're irritated with me. Eight of Swords. There's nothing there for you with larger institutions. Hierophant. Eight of Swords with a Hierophant. Self-imposed entrapment. It's not healthy or beneficial to you in any way or capacity to go with what you've known. Okay, is what I want to say. I think that there's a level of, the getting new skill sets, learning something new, gathering new information, studying, that kind of thing is going to be the kicker. Okay. Do you see how it went from, let me have this entire story with you until I'm like, fine, there's you. Like, do you see this? But then we have like the Nine of Wands, which is you putting your guard up and being blocked to the Ten of Pentacles. How is she resistant to the Ten of Pentacles? How is she blocking herself? How is Ten of Pentacles is your legacy, longevity. It is a shared life with other people. It is being in, like, it's always an energy beyond the self, right? Is it a moot point? Is it a fucking moot point? What is it? Okay, so I'm like, where's the wall towards the Ten of Pentacles? Where's the wall towards the Ten of Pentacles? A card that come out like 20 fucking times. The fucking Page of Cups. My tummy's hungry. And the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, we always deem as the baddest bitch all on her own. She can handle it all. She can do it all kinds of things. I want to say, I think that they have a message of, this is very convoluted and very a lot. You have an inner voice that dictates how you maneuver. You have a sense of exceptional independence because of that voice. It's been put there by somebody else. It runs interference in your life, both with your career and with love. And somehow love may play a factor in your ultimate wealth. Okay. You consistently land here, is what they're telling me, where it's caught between two worlds. Has a lot to do with how you know the things that we've experienced and gone through colors our lens, whether we want to recognize it or not. And there's a need to kind of get away from this cruel inner voice, because it really inhibits you from taking on a lot of things, from going and making major changes. Because this is my card of apathy right here. This is the indecisiveness. This is the just I'll sit it out. I'll sit it out and wait. You may not see yourself as that, because with somebody who has a level of fierce independence, but obviously something needs to change. We have two towers here in regards to that. And you may be solely focused on your career and that aspect. And maybe they're saying with this temperance card, when we're talking about the tower, that shit's fucking out of balance. And so something needs to happen to bring things back into balance. There is some level of love playing a factor in your trajectory to success, just how far you can go in regards to success, but your wall is up to it. And that this is your only love, your only focus, your only drive. And then they go, new area of study will be well received and bring in a lot of stability for you. There's something about large institutions or structures currently that it's not a good fit for you. So to me, like, Hierophant is all about anything that's existing already in and of itself. There's a need to be open to emotional fulfillment in your life, because something about it. Okay, so when your heart is closed off, whether you would admit that or not, when your heart is closed off, it closes off the life force for everything. So your ability to go to the extent that you could will be impacted because of that. Ultimately, it has something to do with somebody from the past. That's the first time I said somebody from the past. And fuck thinking about anybody particular, just opening your heart up, period. Because it's very closed off. Because you're very much in your mind. Everything that your trajectory is based upon is all that you're thinking, what you're thinking. You may be more in the energy of the doing, like the King of Pentacles. they bring out the Queen of Pentacles. It's like, we would really like you to be in this energy. Something about that almost leaves room in your life. We have the World twice. It's almost as if it's time to close that out and allow something new. But then when I get real, like, okay, she gave two options, this or this. They get irritated. They answer it. I don't know what it is about despair that you need to move away from. I feel like your energy needs to shift. I often wonder, why would a message come out that somebody's not yet ready to receive if there's resistance to it? And I've had this happen before where, and I'm not saying you're resistant to this or anything like that, but I've had it happen before where something will come out because something is about to change. A very needed, necessary change is going to occur. And they're trying to kind of give a foreshadowing, like letting you know. But we can't be receptive to something that the reason we haven't changed before is because it's not in our conscious awareness. And sometimes messages are meant to make sense after the fact. I have literally had people come back 6 to 9 months later, and they're like, oh my God, remember, like, I've even taken readings off of the channel because I got too many. And I was trying to, like, and they're like, oh my God, can I have access to that reading again? I can't find it on your channel. Everything that you said is unfolding, and I get it now, that kind of thing. And absolutely, anytime a reading is this thick and dense to get through, there's a level of resistance. I have somebody in particular that I read for frequently, and I know as soon as I go into their damn energy, it's going to be like walking through mud. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, to get through it and to pull the message out. Now that's their level of resistance, like their guardedness, spiritually speaking. And they're always like, oh, I'm so sorry, kind of thing. But it can happen also when someone just is like, there's not an understanding with something. This is the kind of reading I say that you bookmark and come back to. Timestamp everything. Like, make sure you know the time and all that kind of shit, right? So that you can kind of rewatch it at a later point when things just might make more sense, is what I want to say. Because something here soon might come to your awareness. And they're guiding me especially towards the way in which you make your decisions, like the frame. And I cannot help. I cannot get away from. I cannot. I'm almost like I want to fucking know who it is. Like, tell me who it was. Like, what was it? What was embedded? Let me tell you a really quick story. And this is not to because I try to throw shit on my father's name. Okay. When I was 6 years old, I was watching Oprah Winfrey, and there was somebody on the TV. And they were saying all kinds of words I didn't know. And I was, again, 6 years old. So, my mama always watched her soap operas, and she always watched Oprah. Okay. And my dad happened to be there. We're in the living room on the couch. And I'm like, Dad, what does gay mean? Because they were talking about that. And so my dad proceeds to tell me what gay is and how they are an abomination and that they should be wiped from the face of this earth and that they're going to be going to hell and that God doesn't like that. And they're following Satan. And I mean, all kinds of shit. Little did my father know that already at 6 years old, I knew that I liked females as well. My son just the other day woke up and said, my little one, okay, said, Mama, do you think I'm going to have a girlfriend when I get older? No. I'm waking him up for school, okay? We're talking 6 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, Mom, I had a really good dream. I was like, oh, really? What was it? Because we always talk about our dreams. He's a dreamer. And he says, I dreamed that I had a girlfriend and something. And I was like, oh, really? Like, I asked him something. He goes, I dreamed that I was older, older. And he starts asking questions like, when can he have a girlfriend? And I'm like, what? And he knew. He knows. I'm not trying to get political on here. Children know at a very young age. I remember going to my room and crying. I used to talk to Source all the fucking time, talk to the angels. Like that's when I was so open to everything. This is not something new for me. And I just believed that spirit hated me and was disgusted with me. And I kept saying, I want, like, just tell me, like, I'm a good person. I don't understand. Like, I try really hard. I don't want any bad things to happen to people. No. Like, I felt like God didn't love me. Fast forward until I'm like 36 years old. And I've been on my spiritual path for quite some time. I just come out of what I call soul death. And I am starting to realize how many decisions in my life was painted, not consciously, by that statement my father made. I questioned my worth. I questioned my legitimacy of being here. I learned then that I had to hide so many aspects of myself and meet the standards of other people in order to just have the right to live. And I learned to become a people pleaser at 6 years old to secure my sense of safety within myself, to know that I will be okay. Do you think for a fucking minute that I thought my people pleasing, my inability to speak my truth, to own my truth, because I even shared, like, I even hid lots of my, I've been doing this since I was 18. I've been like, but I would only kind of share with this person or only kind of share with, like, I'd have to make sure people were okay with, you know what I mean? Like, I dictated my whole fucking life's decisions were made to make sure other people were fucking pleased. And I didn't realize, one, that was happening, and two, why it was happening until I worked through shit. And I was like, that's when I learned. Because that's the moment that I started changing me and pleasing. And if somebody wasn't like, my sense of love, worthiness, right to be here, I learned all hinged on making sure other people were okay with me. And that one little statement from him, like, people are always like, how do you have trauma from, like, that's not even trauma. Questioning your own worth of existence, your own physical safety at 6 years old, that's massively, and all it was words. And I would always be like, I went into Child Protective Services and I saw the worst of the worst. I mean, just fucking what the fuck. And so I always kept telling myself, God, sometimes I thought I had it bad, but no, I didn't have it that bad. But yeah, I fucking did. I didn't have it that bad because I learned to curtail everything to pleasing people. And always seeing my parents who had these standards that I had to live up to as the victims. I remember being told, whatever happened to my sweet little girl? You know what happened? She didn't fall in line one time. And suddenly she wasn't your sweet little girl. Like the things that I fucking realize, those really minute messages that kind of just work their way into some shit. You know what I mean? Like I get it. But it took a lot to get to the point of, oh, and you don't know what you don't fucking know. And you can't fix something unless you know it needs fixing. And you can't fix it if you don't know what the causation of it is. And if you don't, you know what I mean? And so I hope you do get it. I hope that you understand what that message was trying to say. But I understand that it was also very convoluted because they were trying to go somewhere else with it. And it was like, oh. And I felt a lot of resistance. And that could be either one, because you don't see it fully just yet, or you're not open to it just yet, or it's sometimes you can like something's very surface level, like I get it here, but I don't get it here. And I just want to say that because I can't get around. It wasn't until the idea and notion of love playing a factor into your level of success where it was like, that's when the resistance came up for me in the energy. Because one, I was ignoring it the entire time. And as soon as it came through, like, it was like, ugh. So for anybody else who, you know, I thought there was a bug on my thing. I was going to almost shit myself. Yeah, just remember that sometimes messages come through. Like there's something about that though. So that's where the resistance hit. And I was like, how do I hit this home then? Because you may not want your level of success tied to anybody else, especially if avenues of love, men and specifically, were always like love. The idea of love was the avenue in which somebody tore you down, who may have taken credit for things in your life. You may have been told you wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for me. You won't be able to ever. You always have to depend on somebody else. Somebody's going to need to take care of you because you're too incompetent. You're too da-da-da. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Spirit going, by the way, your level of success will be expanded through love. Bitch, shut down immediately. Fuck that shit. Nope. No. I'd say fuck no. So, come back, watch it at a later point, maybe in a month or something, and then just see how it sits with you at that point. Because I feel like the fullness of that didn't fully come through today. But I think that it will. Oh, really? Let me go back. I get it. It comes from childhood. I so want this help and support. Can something ever be simple? Oh my God, right? That I'd always been told what to do next. And now that I'm on my own, I'm unable to listen to myself. Oh. Isn't it funny how like when somebody else tells you what your truth is, and then you realize it's not your truth, and like you're like, I don't know what is true for me. because you've always lived your life according to others. Failure is the tag I carried and maybe still do. Shruti, unfortunately, I know, but I will try leaving it behind. I just want hope. Actually, guys, I'm running out of time. I have to go get my little one. Normally, Monday through Thursday, this is what happens sometimes. This is also why I quit doing the lists way back in the day, because like having to cram so many people in and stuff like that. But that's okay, because I talk to Peter all the time. So off of YouTube. So I'm sure there's a reason things went the way that they went. Yeah. So, but I do. Fridays are early. Like Fridays, he doesn't have his little after school thingy. So I have to go get him at the normal time. So, but all right, I'm gonna hop off, guys. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful day. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. I have 3, y'all. Free children. So, all right. Have a great weekend.